Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another episode of Ultima Final Fantasy, the ultimate in Kingdom Hearts RE Final Fantasy podcasts. I am your host, Kaleb Schweiss.
I am Joe.
And today, guys, if you couldn't tell from the name of the episode, Kingdom Hearts Chain of Memories, RE Chain of Memories.
Yeah, we did not play the original Kingdom Hearts Chain of Memories, which was like a Game Boy game.
Yeah.
We played Kingdom Hearts Chain of Memories. So we are going to review this game, and we do appreciate all of our listeners out there who are joining us in these sunset years of Ultima Final Fantasy, the ultimate Final Fantasy podcast, and Kingdom Hearts podcast 2.
Yeah, I mean, it's a real slow setting of the sun, though. It's like, man, it's beautiful, but damn, it's taking a long time.
Our last episode was Final Fantasy 16.
Yeah, that was
which went remarkably fast for how like Final Fantasy 16 came out, and then we both were like, "Okay, destroy our lives, forget everything else that's going on. We need to beat 16 and then review it." Which we got that thing out of the way. How do you feel? I guess we can chit chat a little bit. I guess I don't think this review is going to take forever, but there's not too much to this game.
No, not
really.
No.
So. Now that you're, 3 months away from Final Fantasy 16, how are you feeling on it?
I think the same as before. Like, it's good, but I don't think it's, like, amazing. It didn't, like, stick with me, and I didn't want to necessarily play it again. Like, part of me did, just to get the platinum and 100% it, but I haven't had, like, the itch to like really go back.
Now, do you think that's circumstantial though? Because both you and I are trying to play some games for these podcasts that we're both trying to end, right?
Yeah.
So we're playing a lot of games, and a lot of it is kind of like, okay, game's done, check the box, move on.
Yeah, I mean, there's definitely part of it's most likely that, because I mean, the way I used to play video games was I would just get the game, and then I'd play as much of the game as I felt like, and then I'd kind of just leave the game.
Yeah.
You know? I wouldn't... Sometimes
we all
I wouldn't
did that.
beat it. Sometimes I would beat it twice. You know, and like when FF12 came out, like, I played that a lot, man. I beat it. It took me like 60 hours to beat it the first time. Like, it was ridiculous. And then I was like, I think I want to play it again. And so I played it again. I beat it faster. And then I started doing all the side stuff. And so I played that game like I got my fucking money's worth out of Final Fantasy 12 when it came out, you know. And maybe it was just the time of it. I mean, I was in high school, so I had a lot of time. I had less time than I gave Final Fantasy 12, but I had a lot of time to just kind of take it and do as much as I wanted with it. So it's hard to tell if it's really circumstantial or if the game just didn't, you know, blow me away to the point where I wanted to do it again. But like 7 Remake, you know.
Yeah, 7 Remake was different. Yeah, I wanted to replay it, and I wanted to, yeah. So maybe, I don't know if it's at 7 Remake level, I guess.
Yeah.
But 7 Remake is better than a lot of the main series. So
yeah, it is. If we were to count it, it'd be kind of high.
It'd be pretty high. I still look at 16 with some fondness. Some of its flaws are starting to stick with me in the back of my head. I think that's what happens with every one of these games when it comes out, and then you play it, you love it, and then like you're sitting with it for a bit, and you're like, eh. Mostly just the like the quests where it's just like go to a spot that's marked on the map, and then go kill a thing, and then come back. Like it's kind of the same as 15 in that way. It's better. Did a better job at that. There's no doubt, but
they did better at it. It also feels like 14 a lot of times, which is kind of a problem.
Yeah, and I'm just kind of sick of that modern game thing where they want the game to feel so huge, so they give you this big world, but then in order to navigate the big world, they need to give you all these like reticles of where to go next, and it's not obvious, you know, like it is in the older games, like the PS1 games, for example.
Yeah,
and or even FF12, I don't think it had that stuff, right? So it didn't have a reticle that told you where to go. It was kind of like they blocked everything else out so that you were going to run into where you're going to run into in 12.
Yeah.
12 I did get lost quite a few times, so maybe it wasn't great for 12. Now that I'm remembering back to when I had played it the first time, but I don't know. There's a happy medium, I think, somewhere in there, and I don't know if quite where they're at. And definitely Yoshi P is a guy who loves that reticle thing, so that you're just following the compass to wherever it's taking you, and then you go do the thing, and you mark it off the list, and you move on. He's very left-brained.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I don't think it's a bad game, and I eventually will play it again, you know, because I do want to get all the trophies and everything like that in it, and continue.
I think the story's sitting with me pretty good.
Yeah. Yeah, I liked it.
And I remember a lot of it, so that's always a good side.
Yeah.
I might have to be reminded of some other games, you know, but...
Yeah.
Final Fantasy 16, I do remember most of the plot, so...
Yeah, and it's good. I mean, I don't know. I still think it's kind of mid on the Final Fantasies, but that's not necessarily a bad thing.
I think it's on the upper end of it, but I don't know. Maybe we might have to play all the games again. We might have to just go through 1 through 16.
Do UFF RE edition.
Oh, that's horrible. The problem is you said it, now it's out in the air, and now people will hear it.
Yeah.
I think I need a few years break.
Yeah.
And if we do that, by the way, we both need to be self-sufficient, not have jobs.
Yeah.
And then we'll take February, we'll call it Final Fantasy February.
Just do the whole thing.
And we'll do all of them in a row, like some sick amount. And like FF11 and 14, we'll just do like the first main campaign of it and then move on. No extra stuff, just kind of move on. But
yeah.
Anyway, I don't want to take too much time before we get into the redevelopment of this game, but let's hit it.
Kingdom Hearts Chain of Memories is an action role-playing video game developed by Square Enix and Jupiter, not to be confused with Saturn, nearby Saturn, a company that mainly focuses on various handheld titles. Nothing really came to mind that I had known except for The World Ends With You is a game I've heard of.
And that's developed by them?
Yeah, by Jupiter. Disney, of course, was also associated with this game.
I appreciate Jupiter taking all those comments for us.
Yeah.
You know? Without Jupiter, we'd have a real meteor problem.
Yeah, we would, yeah.
Yeah.
You know, you ever wonder if the asteroid belt was like a planet at one time?
Do I ever wonder that?
Yeah.
I'm sure people wonder that. I've never wondered that.
I've wondered. But Jupiter would know. I am, of course, not Jupiter. The game was initially released in 2004 for the Game Boy Advance and served as a sequel to Kingdom Hearts 1. It was eventually remastered in HD in 2008 as part of the Kingdom Hearts 1.5 remix for the PS3, and then later for PS4, Xbox One, and PC. Now, I gotta say, I don't know who's worse at naming things, Xbox or Kingdom Hearts.
Xbox or Tetsuya Nomura?
Yeah.
Oof.
I'm like,
that's
which
tough.
one of these games do I need? And I bought the...
Xbox S or Xbox X?
Yeah.
What's the fucking difference?
Which one's better? And then, of course, I bought the Kingdom Hearts 1.5, 2.5 remix, and it's not all the games. There's another one called
All in One.
All in One. And I was like, oh, maybe if I would have seen All in One, I would have bought that.
Dude,
but
All in One came out like a month after we both bought all the games that we needed, basically.
God damn it.
It was like, All in One, what's it missing?
Yeah, which one am I missing
Dude,
here?
it's just missing like cutscenes and stuff. It's like random stuff.
Yeah, the one we have now... 1.5, 2.5. I think it has the cutscenes for the game we're going to play next.
It has the cutscenes for 368. I call it Kingdom Hearts 179. That's the, that's the answer
That's
to
the math. Yeah.
So if Kingdom Hearts 179, it has the cutscenes for that. It's made a 2-hour cutscene movie so that you don't need to play the game. So that you can get the story without having to play this 368 over 368 over 2
358 over
358 over 2 days.
Yeah. I mean, I'm tempted to, once we finish the game, just watch all the cutscenes again, just to recap.
You may be tempted, but I am not.
Yeah. All right.
I'm playing Recoded right now, and it is not rewatchable. Like it's whatever. It's kind of, so I kind of doubt that 3 and 6. If they didn't bother to remake the game, they didn't bother to remake the game.
Saying something.
That's saying something.
Yeah.
Sorry, go ahead.
So Tetsuya Nomura and Aguro Tanaka were the directors of the game. Daisuke Watanabe was the writer, and of course, Yoko Shimomura composed the soundtrack.
You mean they copied and pasted the exact same soundtrack and made no differences whatsoever? And
yeah, so she still made it. She just didn't. She was making it for this game.
Did she do anything on it? I don't know.
Yeah, I didn't see any new
Or she just go like, I already gave you the map theme for this area. Just take it.
Yeah.
It's the same exact map theme. Just take it. Of course, I'm sure, actually, let me take that back. This was originally developed for the Game Boy Advance. So there would have had to be like a new versions of those tracks.
Yeah.
But we did Chain of Memories, and it is copy-paste exactly the same soundtrack from Kingdom Hearts 1.
Yeah, it really is. So the idea for the title came to Nomura and his team after they had begun development on Kingdom Hearts 2. Chain of Memories was developed to bridge the gap between the two games because there's like a 1 year or 2 year gap between them. Nomura was hesitant at first to develop the title on the Game Boy Advance, feeling that the 3D graphics of the original game wouldn't translate well in 2D, but changed his mind after hearing that children wanted to play Kingdom Hearts on the Game Boy Advance. So it was eventually announced along with Kingdom Hearts 2 at the Tokyo Game Show in 2003, and the rest is history.
Yeah, it's a history.
Yeah, we keep rehashing it every few years with the all-in-one. No, really, this time it's all of them package.
Yeah, what's crazy, so I've seen this a little bit in the Discord with some people who are more familiar with Kingdom Hearts. I've played 3 of the games now, but so I'm getting more and more familiar with it. But the thing that some people were talking about was like, what's weird about Kingdom Hearts is that the spin-off, you think they're spin-off titles, but actually they're all sequels. So you kind of have to play them in the order that they came out so you can get filled in on all the games on the story so you can understand the next one. So yeah. Kingdom Hearts 2, and I've already started Kingdom Hearts 2, already played it. Kingdom Hearts 2 is there's a big chunk, like the character Namine that shows up in this game was introduced in this game. Like the Organization 13 guys who are all over Kingdom Hearts 2 introduced in this game. And the way that they kind of write off things in Kingdom Hearts 2 is like with vague language. I think the biggest culprit being like Namine is talking, explaining the plot a little bit, like doing some exposition, but she's like, yeah, and then some things happened. And basically those things, like literally says the words, and then some things happened, yada, yada, yada.
Yeah.
That those things happened is the plot of Chain of Memories. Is her saying those things happened. So, yeah, it's crazy that Nomura is like, well, I'm going to put really important stuff. Like, why not just call this one Kingdom Hearts 2 and then Kingdom Hearts 2, Kingdom Hearts 3? Because that's basically what it is.
I think they just wanted it to have a more of a thematic connection to the first one, and this would have been a pretty big departure. But to me, I don't know why it matters. I mean, Metal Gear Solid does that too, where like they're all out of order. They have card games that are canon, like so.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah. They
wow.
have like Portable Ops is like a fucking card game, I think, and they have story development and all kinds of stuff. Like Peace Walker was initially a PSP game, and that has canon stuff in it. So they've kind of done the same thing. Of course, their canon is infinitely more fucked than Kingdom Hearts is.
So far.
So far, yeah. Now, I know Kingdom Hearts is supposed to become absolutely ridiculous.
We are playing it in order, though.
Yeah, so this is maybe what will help.
Order that came out. So that should be like... I mean, that's the point of view. The reason we didn't do it in, like, I guess the crazy order that we did for, like, the Final Fantasy games is, like, this now makes sense as, like, the game developers developing a game to fill in gaps for the players already played these other two games or whatever. So it makes sense to just go in the order that they came out as opposed to, like, the chronological order of the games.
Yeah.
Because I do believe that they jump around a little bit, but yeah, they don't jump around like Metal Gear Solid jumps around.
Yeah.
Like, what do you mean Metal Gear Solid 3 is a prequel? Like, what? Who does that? What the fuck?
It's a prequel by a lot too.
Yeah.
It's like the 60s in that fucking game.
Yeah, by like 4 decades. It's a prequel. And gosh, there's another series. Is it DMC? Is also, don't they also do that?
I think they do.
Okay.
I've only played 1 and 2.
Like, that's just wrong.
But I think they do. You just need to come up with a story and stick with it. Like,
from
make
like
up
the
your
movie
mind.
angle, from like the book angle, you never do that. But video games will do that because it's like, well, it's also the sequel gameplay wise, you know? Because the gameplay is going to be the same but different, you know? And changing and improved upon, hopefully. And
yeah. I mean, God of War does that a little bit. But it's not as bad. It's like God of War 1. There's like Chains of Olympus, I think, is before it. And then... Or no, it's not before it. It's after... No, it's after God of War 1. So it kind of makes sense in that one.
Yeah, but that's a spin-off, and it goes in between the two. They don't just call, like...
Yeah, that's true.
They don't call that one God of War 4, and then they they put Chains of Olympus, like... Oh, it actually, God of War 4 takes place between 1 and 2.
Yeah, that's true.
I kind of hate that shit. Like, I really don't like it.
And it is pretty much 1, 2, 3, 4 Ragnarok.
Like, why not just call Metal Gear Solid 3 Metal Gear Solid Snake Eater? You know?
Yeah, you could have done that.
You could have just done that. And then people would be like, actually, Snake Eater, the spinoff, is the greatest in the whole series, you know?
Yeah.
You could have that conversation instead of being like, oh, just so you know.
This is actually game number 1.
Yeah, you actually need to play 3 first.
And you're like, wait, what about the ones on Super NES? No, don't worry about those. Those are actually after Metal Gear Solid 1, which is after Metal Gear Solid 3 and Peace Walker and 5 and Ground Zeroes for 5, obviously. And then I think it's 1.
Dude, where does 5 go in? Is that a sequel to 4?
5, no. 5 is...
oh my God. I didn't know that. This is news to me.
It's 3... Peace Walker, Ground Zeroes, which is like the prequel to 5, and then 5, and then I think it's 1, or maybe Metal Gear and Metal Gear 2 on the fucking
1, 2, 4
SNES.
Because 4 is the one where you
4 is the last one, other than Revengeance.
I think actually the worst timeline we all know is the Legend of Zelda timeline.
Yeah,
where it's like Twilight Princess is first. And then there's like multiple, like there's 3 different breakaway timelines for Zelda, depending on what happens. And then the very last one, chronologically, is the first Legend of Zelda game. I believe that's, or it might be Link 2 or Zelda 2: Adventure of Link.
Oh, yeah. I thought
I've looked up the timeline for that one, and it's like fuckery.
I thought they had like separate timelines, like the one that I'm doing.
They do.
It's like Ocarina, then Majora, then Twilight.
It's Ocarina, then Majora, and then like if the world fills up with water, it becomes Wind Waker, and if it doesn't, it's a different game.
Oh, okay. So a bad ending.
Yeah. And Twilight Princess is a prequel to everything, I think.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh.
I think so. I mean, I could be wrong, and I don't give a fuck. Don't correct me on Discord, please.
Yeah, don't come at Joe for his Zelda.
I'm sorry, I've only played a third of the games now through Nude Clan.
Yeah. So, plot. The plot of this bad boy takes place immediately after the events of Kingdom Hearts 1. The game is set in Castle Oblivion, the home of Lord Marluxia. Sora and team are told that the castle causes amnesia upon entering, and each floor turns into various worlds from the first Kingdom Hearts game by using the same world cards that we saw in the OG game. So you're basically walking in this lame, pure white castle, and every floor you get to, you play a card, just like in Kingdom Hearts 1, and you go to that world, you do the world, blah, blah, blah. As per usual, the worlds of Square Enix and Disney collide. Since the world cards are created from Sora's memories, the events of the first game are largely repeated, only this time from the Yu-Gi-Oh! Table in high school. The only one missing was Tarzan, which I honestly forgot about because that movie is kind of lame.
Also, Sora clearly forgot it as well.
Yeah,
he's like, that was a movie?
Yeah,
it's got the Phil Collins soundtrack.
Yeah, great soundtrack. Lame movie. The game's plot revolves around the theme of memory and the chains that bind it to us and others. RE.
It's about memory, the chains that bind, and as well. Yeah, good, great stuff.
So the game starts out with Sora, Donald, Goofy, and Jiminy Cricket searching for Riku and King Mickey. So if you remember at the end of Kingdom Hearts 1, they kind of went through the door. Yeah. That's exactly where it starts. The party is ushered into this castle by a hooded figure. Upon entering, the party realizes they're losing their memories. The hooded figure explains that the deeper they go, the more memories will be lost. However, they will uncover new memories in the process, which is stupid. A deck of cards is created by the hooded figure that is based on Sora and friends' memories. The hooded figure also mentions that everything in the castle is based on memories. A lot of memory talk.
Yeah.
So during the ascent into the castle, the party encounters multiple hooded figures, part of an organization called the Organization. As Sora loses his memories, he gradually remembers a girl named Naminé as an old friend of his and learns from Larxene, a member of the Organization, that Naminé is being held prisoner in the castle by another member of the Organization. Sora also runs into a replica of Riku, who was created and controlled by another Organization member named Vexen.
I think Vexen was the asshole boss.
He was the guy, the chin guy.
Chimney. He
was a douchebag, especially time 2.
Pictures of these people.
The second fight with him was fucking making me mad.
Oh yeah, that's the one I had to do like 9 times, and I think we have our listener Brulo was like taunting me throughout this playthrough of this game.
So you're getting pissed,
and he was like, "You're gonna get stuck. You're gonna get stuck on this guy," and he was kind of right.
Yeah,
it took quite a few tries.
He was rough. So Axel, a double agent of the Organization, ends up killing Vexen for betraying the Organization. Because he was trying to basically defeat Sora or something. I don't remember. I don't care. But eventually, Axel allows Sora to meet Naminé. Sora discovers that Naminé was actually the one that's been manipulating his memories in the castle, forced by Marluxia, the lord and lady of the castle.
Is it Marluxia or is it Marluxia?
Probably Marluxia.
Yeah.
I would say Marluxia.
Yeah. Who knows? It's got an X in it, just like everybody in Organization 13.
Yeah. Larxene planned to overthrow the Organization and eventually was destroyed by Sora. So once Sora defeats Marluxia, Naminé puts Sora and co. into a pod-like machine to help them regain their lost memories. But of course, you either had the choice of remembering what you remembered before or remembering what you've remembered since. And so doing this causes them to forget this entire game. Which, when I saw that, I was like, are you fucking serious right now? I spent how many hours on the final boss? And they're just like, well, I guess none of that mattered. It's like, fuck you, man. Fuck you. So they forget all the shit that just happened. Before they're put to sleep, Sora and Naminé promise to meet again. And they do in Kingdom Hearts 2. Spoilers.
Yeah, good. But Naminé goes, some things happened. We actually met before, but some things happened.
Yeah. Why didn't she just say, but you
were trapped in a memory chain and in a castle, and you had cards, and you went up the card thing, and then there was an organization.
I guess I could see not saying that.
I guess, but you also don't have to say, and some things happened.
Yeah. Yeah.
And Sora doesn't go, what things?
Yeah.
Excuse me?
He's probably not even paying attention.
Spoilers for the next review.
Yeah. So during the Riku playthrough, Riku is transported from the realm of darkness into Castle Oblivion's deepest basement floor and kind of works his way up. Along the way, Vexen fights Riku to obtain his data and creates a replica to counter Maluksha's plan. Ansem, who still is possessing Riku, like in the first game, tries to take over again, but Mickey, who is hanging out with Riku this entire time, keeps it in check. Along the way, Riku battles and defeats Lexaeus, a member of the organization, and is dragged to the realm of darkness. Mickey saves him. Riku fights Zexian, another member of the organization, and is saved by Naminé disguised as Kairi, because it's not confusing and stupid enough, who helps control his darkness. Riku faces off against Ansem, and then sets out on a journey to utilize both the light and dark portions of himself, pretty much with Mickey as his companion. So
Okay.
that's what happens. He's basically frees himself of Ansem, it seems like, and then he basically accepts that he's a gray Jedi. I don't know. That's what I'm getting out of that.
Okay.
He's just a normal dude, and now he's going to go do normal dude stuff.
He's not a normal dude.
Yeah.
But yeah, so the story of this game and this whole thing has like a pattern. It's not just that's the story, I guess. It's like this game, which was definitely made for the Game Boy, and it has the structure of a Game Boy game. It has the structure of a much simpler play environment.
Yeah.
You go into an area, and then you're finally into the next room of the castle, and it's like the exact same copy and paste stairway of the castle. And as soon as you hit there, then you get like game story will happen with like Organization 13, and then you do the next area of just like random stuff, and just kind of like in the original Kingdom Hearts game, only really a lot shorter. Each of those story sections only has like 3 cutscenes, and you open up a room to get to the cutscene or whatever. But yeah, it has a story, and it did fill in some stuff, I guess, that when I started Kingdom Hearts 2, I was realizing all the connections to this game that are there. Like, Naminé as a character is not in Kingdom Hearts 1 at all.
Yeah.
She's like a creation from this game in this world. But she's like a relatively big figure in Kingdom Hearts 2. And Organization, I didn't realize, because I'd remembered Organization 13 from playing Kingdom Hearts 2. It's all introduced in this game. So the main threat of Kingdom Hearts 2 is totally introduced in this game.
And half of them are annihilated.
Yeah, you're already fighting most of them. So that was
like Organization 6 now.
So in that way, it was like interesting to go into there. There's some bad dialogue moments a lot in this game. Now, of course, again, we played the remake version, so it's fully voice cutscenes and all this stuff that probably, I think it actually had some like FMV sequences in the original Game Boy Advance from what I was reading.
Yeah.
It was like for a Game Boy Advance game, it was like utilizing the technology to the max.
Yeah.
So that would have been interesting to play, but at the same time, I already had this version, so I didn't want to buy the Game Boy Advance version and try it out, you know?
Yeah, and I mean, the last time I used a Game Boy Advance, it was miserable, dude. My eyes cannot, like, they can't comprehend
the Game Boy Advance
anymore.
SP you could have gotten with the backlit screen.
I could have, but I was an idiot, and I was like, you know what? I want to pay for batteries every 5 minutes.
Yeah.
And not be able to see a fucking thing.
I can't leave this lamp. You don't understand. I have to sit in this exact spot on the couch or else I can't see the screen.
Dude, I used to walk home from school playing this. I'm like, how the fuck could I even see it at all? Like, how? Who sees the screen? It's terrible.
The thing is, I bought a light for mine.
Oh, did you?
Oh, yeah.
God, how bad was that on the battery?
Oh, awful. Dude, it had like a 5-hour battery life. Like, you were paying like $50 a month if you were like in battery costs. Yeah. If you were playing this thing regularly.
Shit, they should have come out with like a rechargeable battery subscription service.
But I do remember as like a teenager taking the stupid thing and like having to like hit the light just right, because like I didn't want to use the battery for the light over and over again.
Yeah.
And so like I had to find the place in my room where the light was just right to get like the shine on the screen so that I could actually see what the fuck was going on with the Game Boy Advance.
Yeah.
It is insane that that's what we dealt with.
Yeah, it's crazy. And like when we did it for freaking because I think I bought it as I thought I had to play Final Fantasy Legend.
Yeah.
And I bought that. I have that still, I think, somewhere. And I bought it with the Game Boy Advance because you were like, oh, get the SP. And I was like, no, I loved the Advance. I love that old Advance, and then we played it with Crystal Chronicles, and I was like, oh shit, this is a bad decision, man. This thing looks like shit. I can't fucking see anything on here.
Well,
luckily,
great,
it's just your inventory, but
I have a Retron 5, which has a Game Boy slot. So I could have played this game on the Retron, and I could have gotten the original Game Boy game, but
yeah,
again, already had it, and I didn't want to spend any money.
I mean, I guess I could have done the same thing on the 64. I don't have that attachment, but you can do that.
The Game Boy Advance attachment? I think that goes to the GameCube.
Maybe it is GameCube.
But
Game Boy, I remember being able to... Maybe it was just Game Boy Color and stuff. Because I remember being able to play Pokemon Stadium on the 64. And we could, like, import our Pokemon from our fucking Pokemon
I'm not sure if
games.
that means you could actually, like, screen mirror it, though. You might have just been able to set up a data link.
No, I could play... I remember being able to play the old Pokemon games on the TV. So it might have just been the color on there, though, and it might be Advance on... I think you're probably right on GameCube.
I remember there being a connection thing you could buy for the GameCube.
Yeah. They have some cool tech.
No, didn't we buy something?
Yeah, we did, yeah.
We did.
No, we someone sent it to us. Remember, they loaned it to us.
So we sent it back.
Yeah,
okay.
we did.
All right.
It's like a pricey bastard.
We don't still have that. The PlayStation 5 Skull Hotties PlayStation VR?
No, we sent
okay.
it.
I was like, how long are we going to keep that thing, Schweiss? Because
No.
it's now been years.
I think it was actually Chase. I can't remember.
Oh, okay.
It's been
whoever
years.
it was, thank you for sending it.
Yeah.
But so that we could play
Monster of the
Deep. Jesus. All right.
Hell yeah.
So yeah, the story is there. Again, some bad the dialogue that I came away with this from, and I don't have it word for word, but remember what it was? Goofy, Donald, and Sora like just having one of those stupid sentimental friend speeches that's always in all these Nomura games. Remember what we always say. And I fucking don't remember this at all from Kingdom Hearts 1. Always keep smiling. And I was like, when I watched that cutscene, I was like, oh, ooh, that's bad. That is some bad writing.
Yeah, it's like, let's not say that.
Yeah, always keep smiling.
Yeah, I thought this game's dialogue
all right,
was...
Schweiss, like if I left here, let's say we were the type of guys that hugged each other as we left.
Yeah.
Because we're not. We're just like,
so we're gay.
Patted you on the back, and I was like, Schweiss, always keep smiling. And then I walked away. What the fuck would you think after that? I'd be like, what the fuck? Did he just tell me to always keep smiling?
I would probably...
That makes no fucking sense.
Yeah.
Could you have figured out a different thing in the translation for the English on this thing? Because that is insane.
Yeah,
No
like
one
always
ever
keep
says,
your head up or something.
"Hey, yeah, chin up. Chin up, buddy. Sure. That makes sense. Always keep smiling. Always keep smiling.
Yeah.
What am I, a clown?
Yeah. I would think that you're going to your death. Is what I would think. I'd be like, oh, Joe's going to die before I see him next. Like,
just remember, always keep smiling. It's like, I think Joe's on crack. I think there's something seriously wrong.
Yeah, something's going on with Joe these days.
Always keep smiling. And it's, oh my God. I can't believe, like, there's always moments in Kingdom Hearts games. Because I remember this from, like, Kingdom Hearts 2. There's also, like, there's this ice cream bar that like is a motif through Kingdom Hearts 2. I don't know if you ran into the ice cream yet.
Yeah, they've eaten ice cream twice, and I've only played for like 3 hours. So
all right. It's salty but sweet. Get ready for that line, because they say it like 5 times throughout the game, and you're like, what's the matter with these people?
Yeah, I was laughing pretty hard at the very beginning of the game when they were talking about how like they took all our blank. And then they're like, they even took our ability to say the word blank, and I was like, what are we talking about here? Whoa, what the fuck? We can't even say. It's like, whoa.
It's a good thing there's a dialogue box so that this is comprehensible to me as as the player.
Yeah. I was like, is this game Scratch? Like, what's going on? Yeah, I was like, what the fuck kind of word are you guys saying? Jesus. But yeah, I mean, the cutscenes in this like, I guess it does add to the story, and like in Kingdom Hearts 2,
it almost sets up Kingdom Hearts 2.
It does.
It's like a prequel to Kingdom Hearts 2 more than it is a sequel to
and
one.
I haven't really played much of 2, but I've already run into the organization guys. They're all hooded. Like, I understand what they are now. They're fucking evil, and I understand what Naminé is, you know. I don't know what the organization's goal is, but...
Don't worry, they'll tell you. It's Kingdom Hearts 2.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I can see it being sort of important, but it could have been like 5 hours instead of what took me forever.
Yeah, that'll be...
I did your build.
Interesting to go into on the gameplay. Do you want to just head into that?
Well, real quick, I do think most of the cutscenes are pretty brain dead in this game.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. I'm watching it and I was like, what are we doing here? Like, there's these random dudes with hoods and they're like just chatting like all the time. And it's like, yeah, they're up to evil stuff and they're backstabbing and they're conniving, but I don't know why.
I'm trying to remember, were they on any chairs in Chain of Memories? Anybody sitting on some chairs?
I don't think
dude,
so.
get ready for the 20 feet tall chairs.
Oh, no, they were at the end.
I was like,
when they go to their base.
Dude,
yeah.
Kingdom Hearts 2, whenever they cut to the Organization 13 guys in their base, I'm like, what, did you jump up there? Did you have to, like, is there like a rock wall on the backside of it that I'm not seeing? Like, how the fuck did you get in that chair?
Yeah, they have them in the very end of it. They show like the organization and they're like super high up.
Yeah.
It almost reminds me of like the Senate in Star Wars.
Well, that one makes
Except
sense.
it's a chair and not like a fucking like
the
pod
Senate in
coming
the
out of
Star
the wall.
Wars, it moves around, it like floats, it can go back into like its place, and then they get into the place through a door in the back.
Yeah.
For which I'm sure there was an elevator or a staircase that got them there.
No, they just jumped.
Yeah, what the fuck?
It's not just the 30-foot marble chair carved out of the building. Yeah.
Yeah, it's insane.
So I do think most of it is brain dead, but it does kind of set up this game as well.
And teaches you the life lesson of always keep smiling.
Yeah, always keep smiling. I had never thought of that before, honestly, so now we know, thanks to Goofy. Gameplay. The combat in this game uses a card-based battle system that takes place in real time.
By the way, you're going to explain the gameplay. And much like me trying to look up this game, it's going to be impossible to comprehend how this plays without playing it for about 5 hours.
Yeah.
It's insane, but go ahead. Try to explain what this game is.
So, the player can move around the battle screen similarly to how they would on the field map. So, you can still move around and jump and do shit like that. But all other actions are activated by using cards. So, cards, you find them, you pick them up, you grind them out of people. They have a ranking from 0 to 9 and can be used individually or for combos. The player builds their deck by using CP. Don't know what it stands for. It's something point. Increasing values of cards require more CP, which can be obtained by leveling up in the game. So you level up, you can either do hit points, CP, or you can learn a Slight, which is a special attack that you can use for a combination by using a combination of attack cards. So there's physical attack, magic cards, which can be healing, mostly like fire, blizzard, lightning, summon cards, and there's like cards that help you refresh your cards really quickly. So instead of spending like 3 seconds to reload your deck, because when you use your whole deck, you basically have to reshuffle it, which you don't even shuffle.
They're special.
Those are
ability
fucking
cards.
key in the end, by the way. So combining cards in sets of 3 will create combo attacks. These attacks are harder to break because of the nature of the fact that you just combined 3 cards, and it's kind of a battle between who's got the bigger deck, you know?
Yeah.
You whip out your deck.
You whip out your deck, you look at each other's deck, and you decide which one's bigger. It's got the bigger number, you know?
Whichever one's bigger wins, unless the other person has an innie. A 0 card. A 0 card, which breaks everything. It's so staggering to see that you just fucking like forget what you were doing.
Yeah, the other guy has a stump.
Yeah. I think in the game they called it a micropeen, if I remember correctly.
That's accurate to the Kingdom Hearts game.
Yeah, it was the technical term that the game used. So if you use a 0 card, it'll basically fuck up whatever combo is going on with any value of cards. And certain card combos, like certain numbers that you can get, will create what's called a slight. So slights are special attacks that can be physical or magic based. Utilizing the card combination technique increases your chance of success for landing hits, just due to the nature of the fact that you're combining 3 cards instead of attacking with just 1.
Oh, gross.
Let's get rid of that.
All those people, there's people driving, they just threw up listening to this fucking episode. This fucking disaster of an episode. Guys, we did not get into this.
Oh, yeah, we're supposed to start at noon. It's 5 p.m.
Well, the thing is, it's over. There's so many layers to this. We should just bitch about it at the end.
All right.
Slights. Or as Schweiss calls them, slights.
Yeah. Slights. Sorry. A special attack that can be physical or magic, right? And 3 cards combined, so usually it's a higher card value, obviously, than just 1 card. And with the slight, you get a special attack. And I use the 1 for 9, I think. And any combination of 3 cards that equals 9 does the Ragnarok attack that was just destroying the last guy.
Yeah, but you have to have 9 cards, which is kind of hard to get.
Yeah, either
you have a 1 in 10 chance every time you draw a card of having that be a 9, and so it's like...
I usually used 3, 4, 2. That's my big thing.
I mean,
4,
that's
3,
another
2.
combo, right?
4, 3, 2 is 9. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, they add up to 9.
Yeah, they have to add up to a certain number, and that's what creates the slight.
Okay.
Yeah. So
Interesting.
Ragnarok. It was funny because
So that's why you needed high cards at the end, because you were just like, I just got 4 3s and 2s in my old deck. There's your problem.
That's why it was hard. But and it's funny because I was looking at I was like, how do I beat this fucking guy? And I looked it up, and this guy's like, use Ragnarok. It's like, I don't have it. And then I went and leveled up once the next day, and I got it. I was like, fuck. It was 1 level away. I should have just Googled that, and I could have then been frustrated because I got a super move and I still can't beat him. Because even after I got that, I was still getting my ass kicked.
You were. So one thing that I interrupted you for earlier was that my gameplay time for this whole game, I believe it was 14 hours.
Okay.
Schweiss, how much was yours?
Well, pretty sure it was like 25.
I think it was longer, Schweiss. I think you were above the... Oh, yeah, it was. So the recommended on how long to beat was 23, and you were above that by a couple hours. So I think, 25 sounds about right.
Yeah, it was hard, man.
Yeah. And the thing is, like, the whole time I was getting, and I'm sorry if I repeated this, we had a recording issue earlier. I was getting taunted by Brulo, like, constantly throughout this thing. There's a listener who was, like, watching me play this thing going, like, you're going to get stuck in this game. It's going to suck for you. Like, because I was so ahead on time. I was like, I'm 8 hours in, and I'm looking at the thing, and I'm looking at, like, the outline of, like, the guys, and I'm like, I'm near the end. What is happening? Like, am I cheesing this game, like, so much that this is... that I'm going to beat this in like 10 hours. It wasn't 10 hours, and I did get stuck a few times for sure, but I beat it in 14. And you had a whole 10 hours above me.
Yeah. Part of that is I did do 2537 was mine. I did do all of the 100 Acre Wood, and there's some tough ass mini games in there. There's one where you have to do like hit square and circle because there's like pumpkins rolling down a hill at you, and you have to smack them to each side. And I had to get like 150 or something in a row to get this bronze trophy. That one was kind of crazy. There's another one where I'm flying up on a balloon and collecting little jars of honey, or little like honeycombs that are floating around. That one I almost beat on like the 3rd try, but I didn't realize that I was at the end, and I left some of the honeys. Or I didn't know how many I had to get, and then I look at the trophy and it was all of them. But the bees in that one are real fuckers because they'll come and pop your balloons. And so that one took me a little while. And then there was like a memory game that I just cheated. It was like a button combo. Tigger would jump from like one platform to the other, and you'd have to like memorize the combo. And so I just wrote it down because it was always the same.
It was always the same.
And then
it would
they would add to like whatever the pattern was. The pattern would be random, so if I fuck up, it'll change. But it'll be like square, circle, square, triangle, and then it'll go square, circle, square, triangle, X, square. That's square, circle, square, triangle, X, square, circle. So it like always just adds to the same pattern. And so I just got a piece of paper and fucking wrote that shit down.
Nice.
And then the other one was just, I think I had to kill.
Did you know that area was skippable, the 100 Acre Wood?
Yeah, I was pretty sure it was skippable. It was all mini games.
So I don't know how I found out it was skippable, but I knew it was skippable, and I just ran through the area and got to the next spot, and I was like, fuck you, there's another hour.
Yeah.
Got it. So, I don't think I already said this, but I'm sorry again if I repeat myself. When we started this game, we had people in the Discord chat, especially Brulo. Shout out to Brulo. Is he also playing along with us with these Kingdom Hearts games? Is that they were bitching about how hard this game was.
Yeah.
They were bitching so much, and I was like scared. So first thing I was like, I'm playing on the easiest mode. I don't give a shit. And then also like I literally Googled how to cheese Kingdom Hearts Chain of Memories. And I found a Reddit post that was talking about it. And I also watched a YouTube video that was talking about like, watch this before you play Chain of Memories. And I did both. And I tried to give you the information that I got when I got there. But basically it was like, use the slates that give you Blizzaga and Firaga over and over again to get yourself through this game.
Yeah.
And what I found in practice was, and sometimes actually the problem with that, there's still some issues with it. Definitely didn't make it like a totally easy game. But you use Blizzaga basically as like you stand back and you have 3 Blizzard cards in a row that you play through your deck, and it gives you the slate of Blizzaga. And if you stand back and you got a big group of guys, which is most of this game, it'll do a ton of damage, and it'll do a big widespread attack. So you do a couple Blizzagas, you got most of the guys you're fighting are gone by that point. And then I have a few physical attack cards because you have to have them, and then I have a few fire cards. So if you're going against a guy who's like immune to fire, at least you have the physical attacks you can kill him with, but most of them will just be able to be obliterated by the fire, which is again a lot of damage, but the fire is actually like a sniper almost. Like,
yeah, it's single target.
It's single target, and as long as you're targeting a guy like and is not like on top of you and moving around too much, the fire will hit him. So and most of the bosses are weak to fire.
Yeah, the ones that aren't are gonna fuck you up.
Oh yeah, the ones that aren't are a problem. They're a serious problem if you're playing this way. But again, it saved me 10 hours of time in comparison to you.
Yeah.
By cheesing the fuck out of this game. And I thought, and it's not super easy because at the beginning you have to have some patience. You have to just be like, okay, well, I'm going to be an Agrabah grinding for cards, because that's what you do. You get cards off of enemies, or you can open up a room that's a Moogle room, and you can buy like packs of cards, like kind of just like you would with a fucking Pokemon deck. You go to the store and you get like the pack of 15 cards or whatever, booster packs. So you buy these, yeah, that's what they are. You buy these booster packs, and you have a good chance if you just buy the magic packs, because it gives you magic, physical attack, and I don't remember what the green one, the special ones. You can just get decks of magic, or you can get decks of the mixed ones, and you use something called Moogle points in order to get those things. You get Moogle points by destroying the surroundings, and that'll drop orbs. And sometimes you get them in fights, and you're able to, you can use those Moogle points to get more and more cards. You can sell off cards that you don't want. I would sell anything that was below a 6 that wasn't my fire or blizzard, so I would get more chances of getting more higher blizzard cards and higher fire cards.
That's probably what I didn't do that fucked me.
Yeah, and then I would spend all like eventually I started when I leveled up, because again, like you said, HP, CP, which is like how big your deck can be, or slates. It's like, well, I already have the Blizzaga and Faraga slates. You get them like almost immediately in the game.
Yeah.
So everything was going to, I would just go back and forth from CP to HP, but at a certain point, I just started putting everything on CP every time I leveled up. My deck had 900 CP, I believe it was.
Damn.
So I had a huge deck of like Fire and Blizzard cards. There was like 2 cures at the end, and a couple, like a trio, kind of probably what you had, of just like the 3 things so I can get a good attack, like physical attack at the end. But yeah, and then a quick reload I think was in there for a long time. I don't know if it was at the end, but it was in there for a long time. But yeah, I was able to use that deck to destroy 95% of the game.
Yeah. That's what I was doing too. I was using the Faraga thing for a long time. At the very end is when I changed my strategy, because I was playing it on normal too. I wasn't playing it on easy.
Why?
I don't fucking
Why
know,
in God's
man.
name? Everybody said don't do it on normal. Everybody.
I just gotta.
It wasn't even just me being like a little bitch, you know, that everybody thinks I am. Like, it was, everybody was like, don't play any Kingdom Hearts game on anything but easy.
Oh shit! What did you play Kingdom Hearts 2 on?
Normal.
Oh, I played it on
I played it
too.
on normal, and here's why. The pressure. People were watching me when I started the game on Twitch, and I was just like, fine. And I clicked normal, which I was stuck as fuck on the boss that they wasn't in the original Kingdom Hearts 2. It's only in this remix version. He is a dickhole. Like, everything else in the game is fucking easy except for that guy. And I was 6 hours stuck on one boss in Kingdom Hearts 2. 6 hours of real life time.
Damn. You could do a lot in that time.
So, kind of wish I had played it on easy, because everything was still easy on normal.
Except for the added shit.
Except for the added thing, which was like, oh, for the Kingdom Hearts fans out there that have played this thing on every difficulty level, we're going to throw in an asshole of a boss so that they can, you know, have something new in their playthrough. That's basically, and I know it's filling in something story-wise for those who know who I'm talking about, but it's like, oh my God, it was so rough.
Yeah, maybe once I do.
So I'm kind of on team play every Kingdom Hearts on easy mode right
maybe
now.
if I do Atlantis, I can conquer him easy.
Yeah.
Maybe Under the Sea is his weakness.
Yeah, you got to go under the sea, and
Yeah.
no, I over leveled by like 10 levels in order to take him on. It was
Shit.
stupid.
Was the rest of the game like a fucking cakewalk?
Yeah,
after that?
yes, it was.
It sounds like a very imbalanced boss fight. Like a little ridiculous.
I mean, we will talk about it in Kingdom Hearts 2, I guess, next episode.
Unless I just play the OG.
You can. It's right there.
Yeah.
You can restart the whole goddamn thing.
Yeah, fuck you. I'm just gonna.
Yeah, just play the PlayStation. Pull the PlayStation 2 out. And
I don't know
play
what
Kingdom
guy
Hearts
you're
2.
talking about.
Yeah, no, you won't. You won't have any idea, because I was playing it. I was like, how did I beat this thing when I was a kid? This is impossible. Like, I was like yelling at it. Of course, I look it up later, and I'm like, I can't even find that many YouTube videos of people play this guy. I'm like, what is going on? Is someone else stuck on this guy? And then I find out it was, of course, an added thing for the new remake of it. It's bullshit. But yeah, Chain of Memories. You can cheese it, but I think most people are playing it pretty normally, and most people aren't looking it up before they play the game. And it is, if you do it that way, it's a lot of experimentation. It's a lot longer of a game, and from what people have told me, it's an asshole of a game. Like, I got stuck on the blonde dude, and stuck meant I went and leveled up my CP a little bit more to get a few more cards in. Probably stuck on him for maybe 2 hours, but it was nothing, you know. It was still such a short experience as a whole. So it was frustrating to come to that brick wall, but then the final boss only took me 2 tries. Like, the first try was 2 tries in the second phase. It took me a couple tries to figure out the first phase, but then once I got the first phase, it was just 2 tries.
Dude, it was a lot. It was like 25 or more. And then the first phase was brutal. But then all I had was the like little fire cards, and so they weren't getting out of that trap thing in phase 2. So
yeah,
that's fucked.
Yeah, I also had. My first issue with that one was actually I didn't realize I could just like mash square and it would go through my whole deck, and it would eventually. It never failed me. It was able to cut off his cards just fine. But yeah, dude, this game is insane. That like. Who came up with this concept, first off? Like, it's kind of genius, but it's definitely imbalanced.
Yeah, it's brutal.
Because either you're destroying things or you're getting canceled by whoever you're fighting against. Like, they're constantly having high cards, and you're getting been like, my card, it won't work. Like you just can't get it up, you know?
Yeah.
You're trying to use your deck, but it's not going up.
Yeah, you're just over there, like, whipping it around in your hands, and it's just flopping back and forth. Nothing's sticking, man. It's just... it's not getting solid. You're not getting the job done. I know what you mean.
So yeah, this gameplay I would say is... I just didn't even bother to play it like the way that most people would play it.
No.
I just didn't even bother. And I know you switched it around.
Yeah, I did a little bit different at the end, but it's just because I didn't want to spend all day grinding out higher levels of magic cards. And even then, he's got like fucking straight up 9s in the last fight, like 999. I'm like, oh...
You can only hit them. I think you can cancel them with a 0.
Just a 0, yeah.
But then you would have to like put that in your deck, and you don't want to put a bunch of 0s in your deck because that makes your slate worth less points. You know?
I had a bunch of 0s in my deck.
Oh, you did? Okay.
But that's because I was doing that fucking 2, 3, 4 to get 9. So I'd nail him with the 0, and then I'd fucking mash the 2, 3, 4 and try to get the attack off, and then he'd fuck me. And then I'd have to do it again, and then he'd fuck me again. And then every once in a while, I'd actually get the mega Ragnarok attack in. Usually when he sent those stupid little fucking zapper guys out, I could, like, initiate it and then get close to him and then, like, back away, and then I'd nail him with all of it. And I could do, like, 3 hits. And we're talking, like, 1.5 health bar each time. So I was hitting him hard, but he wouldn't let me hit him often. So, like, he would just whittle me away, and then I'd panic. And I try to reload all my cards, and he'd fuck me over with a 0, and that card's gone, and I gotta wait for my real cards to go, and I've got fucking wind coming at me, androgynous wind, fucking flower wind. Like, just getting so pissed, man.
Androgynous wind.
Yeah, he's just like, take my flower petal, tornado. I'm like, what the fuck is wrong with you? Knocking my shit away, and then he'd trap me right after that. Sometimes I'm like, I don't even have any cards. How am I supposed to fight?
It's a wild experience.
But the 0 cards became like nice at the end. I was like, fuck you.
Yeah, the thing is, so we barely touched on this. There's another like story quest that opens up when you beat this game, and I will say beat this game. Now, we also had arguments about whether or not just doing the Sora part counted as beating the game. I pulled the trump card, no pun intended, was that I beat the Sora game in 14 hours, and then people on Discord were like, that doesn't count. You have to also beat the Riku campaign. And I was like, what the fuck? And then like the Riku campaign's like another 9 hours or something like that. And you can't make a deck. It just comes with pre-made decks. So it's a lot of strategizing, right? Mm-hmm. Which, of course, I was like, fuck, I just went through this whole game and cheesed the whole thing, so I never really learned the battle. Like, I never had to deal with like the whole shebang of the battle system, which I was grateful for. I was happy with. Because even with my cheese version, there were still areas of the game that were dickish, right?
Yeah, oh yeah.
And I was like, fine. And so I started to play it. And I played like, I don't know, an hour of the Riku version. And then I exited to the main menu for some reason. I was like leaving or something. And then I saw a little like exclamation point on the main menu of the like this Kingdom Hearts 1.5, 2.5 remake. And I clicked on it, and it was in the extras menu. And it had a new background for me. And it said, for beating Kingdom Hearts Chain of Memories. And I was like, oh, looks like I beat the fucking game. Yeah. And it looks like I'm fucking done. And I'm not going to play the Riku storyline.
Yeah. I mean, I was thinking about doing it. And then I finally beat this, and I'm like, I'm not doing it. Fuck that.
It feels too good to be done. And you're like, oh, another 9 hours and it's harder? No thanks.
Yeah, sorry. I got other shit to do. And I was mad at this game at the end, dude. I was so mad. Like, it was fine when I was just Faragaing my way to victory. But then when that dried up, it was brutal. Like, it was truly brutal. So I abandoned ship, and yeah, I'll probably never play that other campaign.
I'm never going to play this game again.
Yeah.
That's it. It's over. And it's not actually by the end, because I was cheesing the game so hard, and it was like, I wasn't having a terrible time playing this game. Like, I kind of just found it fun to go kill some enemies and then take on a boss and like have to maybe deal with a little bit of difficulty in most of the bosses. And like, oh, this guy's immune to fire. I guess I better build a blizzard deck that's all blizzard and physical attacks, and then beat the fuck out of that guy.
And it was kind of interesting. It's almost like Legend of Mana, where when you go to a new door, you can kind of choose what's going to be on the other side of that door in the map, unless it's a pre-rendered like area. Like, okay, here's the boss.
Yeah. Also, Tactics Advance.
Yeah, Tactics Advance did that too. Yeah. It's kind of a cool idea, but
yeah, I mean, that definitely, like, the exploration wasn't that big of a deal. Everything was short. Like, it definitely felt like a Game Boy game. As I said. But then, like, yeah, the battle system it can be absolutely brutal.
Yeah, and basically what I would do is kind of for the first like 4 or 5 worlds, I would clear everything, clear each zone, go explore. If I can get the treasure room open, I'll open it, and then I just go boss rush. And then by the end, the last like 2, I was like, boss rush. We're just going to the end of this fucking thing. I've had it. Like,
I fucking had it.
I've done enough. I've done my time. But I would usually get like 4 or 5 levels per area, and you'd find like a pretty good grind spot in each zone, and you can kind of come back to it.
Yeah, you can always repeat zones too, and you don't have to replay the story or anything. You can just go back through the zone and just open up doors and kill things, and maybe open up a Moogle room if you got the cards for it, and then get some more good cards. Like, I did that.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I highly suggest cheesing the fuck out of this game personally. Like, Fire and Blizzard are your friends.
It's hard. Otherwise, it's really hard.
Yeah, and
crazy.
Way longer. Like,
like longer. 10 hours longer.
So I just suddenly was like, oh my God, I just saved 10 hours of my life doing it this way. And I had no regrets. No regrets. Also playing it in easy. No regrets. Because it's still hard and easy. Like, it's still a pain in the dick. So
yeah, I don't even think I got anything extra for playing on normal. Like, at all. I don't think I got another trophy or anything.
No.
And I must have fled from one battle, because there was a trophy for beating it without fleeing. And I was like,
I don't
remember when I fled. Yeah.
Okay.
So I
mean, all you have to do to flee is like go to the back wall
and keep running.
And just keep running for like a second, and then you'll leave. I did that a couple times.
I think I did it like once. And it screwed
me. You would have just had, that's all it takes. It's just the one time.
Yeah, it's either a yes or no. But yeah, that's the gameplay.
Yeah, that's the gameplay. I don't love it, but I didn't honestly hate it either.
No, it's just hard is the thing. Yeah. It's like frustrating because you think you got a good system, and then you just, I
mean, I played it for real for a couple hours. Then I played the Riku part too for a little bit. So there's definitely a taste of it there. And you still had to, when I got stuck on a couple of the bosses near the end, especially that blonde fuck. I guess they're all blonde. I don't know which one.
Except for the one redhead guy.
I still had to mess with my deck so that the timing would be right and everything. Like, there was still a bit of that.
So who was the guy, that voice actor that we met?
Axel.
It's Axel?
Yeah,
oh, okay.
So it's the redhead
That's what
guy.
I thought. Okay. Because it sounded like...
Which Axel's a great character, I think. I think it's the best character in this one and in Kingdom Hearts 2. I think he's the best character in Kingdom Hearts 2, excuse me, because he's got a personality and doesn't say stupid shit like always be smiling. He says, name's Axel, got it memorized? It's over there. Like, how do we get to State Street? Oh, you take a right and then a left, then another right. Got it memorized? Like, he's always saying that, which I think is way cooler than always be smiling. So we can, I guess I don't think this is going to take that long to get through, but like the music and the graphics, Game looks exactly like Kingdom Hearts. Like, obviously, we're playing remastered version, so it's in widescreen, but it's still it's got PS2 quality to it.
Yeah, smooth over PS2.
Smooth over PS2.
It looks just as good as Kingdom Hearts 1 remix.
Yeah, so it's got that cartoony look to it. It's interesting. Somehow sells the idea of like some Final Fantasy characters and some of the Disney characters and the main Kingdom Hearts characters. It's got that super cartoony look. It's interesting. I'm looking at video footage of Kingdom Hearts 4, and it's like got this like realistic world thing that they're going for. Are
they making
weird.
4?
Yeah, they're making 4 right now.
Oh man.
Yeah, there's already stuff out for it. And so like looking at that is a little weird, but this is still just in that same Kingdom Hearts vein. Nothing really stands out. Nothing. I do think that like the in-between worlds, this is obviously a remake, so take it with a grain of salt. I'm sure it looked fine on the Game Boy Advance, and I'm sure it looked like a Game Boy Advance game. I've seen some screenshots, and that's pretty much it. The in-between world when they're just like standing around and it looks exactly the same in the staircase. I'm like, what is this castle? This castle is literally just like a one-way staircase. Like when we saw the Castle Oblivion, like the wide shot of it, why wasn't it just like a fucking like long ass hallway going up a mountain? Like what? That's not right. That's not what I saw.
Yeah, I was on the inside of that.
Yeah, bullshit. It was a one-way staircase. There would be a room and then another staircase up another floor, all in one direction. There was never like an L-shaped turn, or you're never doing like a 180 up a staircase. It's all fucking one way.
Yeah, it's like The Shining in there. Like the building doesn't make sense.
Yeah. Stupid.
It's like he's in the middle of the house, but he's got a window right there.
Yeah. So yeah,
that's what it tried.
It's absolutely ridiculous, the visual aspect of that part, the area that you're in, but otherwise it just looks like Kingdom Hearts.
Yeah, and that's one of the things about some of these games that I'm like, does anyone ever think about this? Like that it doesn't really make any sense at all that any of this is happening, and like some of the interactions between the characters, like does anyone actually think this would happen? Like, I don't know. I've started to notice like.
I mean, it's all in Namine's head, the Oblivion Castle, right? Did I get that right?
I don't know.
Someone will correct me later. So it doesn't necessarily have to make sense because it's like a made-up castle. Yeah,
but I mean, I don't know.
But then, like, what kind of dumb imagination did you have to have? Like, well, my castle is just going to have staircases that go straight the whole time.
Yeah.
And never turn off to the side so that none of the rooms are actually stacked on top of each other. Somehow this is a castle and not just a giant gate going out slowly up a mountain, it's like a rampart or something. It's not a castle.
Yeah, it doesn't make sense. And like I have that same problem with like some of the cutscenes in this game too. Like it's just people talking. And it's like, why do I see them
It's the Final Fantasy Dissidia thing where they're just like suddenly in a place talking.
They're dude kiming all over.
Yeah.
They're dude kiming all day in this game. It's just like random people doing random conversations in random areas. None of it fucking makes sense. None of it matters.
Honestly, they didn't fix that for the Organization 13 stuff in Kingdom Hearts 2. Like their world makes no sense.
Yeah. I can't wait.
Again, 50-foot chairs you're sitting in. Yeah. How did you get up there? How did you get up there?
They just got the fire truck that comes in and then they climb the big old ladder.
And then the music is exactly the same soundtrack as Kingdom Hearts 1. Exactly the same. So I love Yoko Shimomura's stuff. I love the music. But having played Kingdom Hearts 1, immediately go into this game, immediately go into Kingdom Hearts 2, the exact the recording is the same. So it's not like there's like a new
spin
texture to it. It's the exact same thing. So it's like it's a great soundtrack, but if I hear like it's starting to grate on me right now. Because now I'm in Recoded. So
I'm in there again.
I'm game number 4 on Kingdom Hearts soundtracks, and they're the exact same music. And it is starting to become something else. So, I mean, the soundtrack is great. Still. You need some time in between Kingdom Hearts games to appreciate it, though. Like,
yeah.
It's pretty much like, oh, I got my Kingdom Hearts playlist for the day going. Like, I've been playing the same album for a whole year is what it feels like. So,
damn. All right.
Yeah. Any other thoughts on...
No, I mean, I think it's good. I like the soundtrack. I liked it the first time around, and it's the same thing, so I like it again. Wasn't there a live-action song in this one at the very beginning?
Live-action song?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah! Oh, my God, we forgot about that whole thing. Oh, so there's a Utada Hikaru. There's a remix of the song that's in Kingdom Hearts 1.
Oh, okay.
And it's like a dance beat remix of that song that hold on, I gotta you're giving me too many things. Oh, the lyrics, by the way, nothing to do with Kingdom Hearts. I looked them up and I was like, this is a love song lyric, so unless he's in love with Kairi, which in Kingdom Hearts 1 not the case. Kingdom Hearts 2, suddenly the case.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a lyric for a love song about how she feels like simple and clean now that he's in her life. It makes no sense.
Yeah.
Because it's Utada Hikaru and her lyrics in English are always awful. But actually, I really like the song. I think I like her voice, and I really like the texture of the song, and I really like her song. And this version of it, like the super like the club remix of it, I think is actually pretty sweet. Like when it started, I had it in the headphones that I started streaming it months ago because I started this game before 16, and then we paused it and played 16. Now I restarted it. I was like, oh, this is a fucking awesome version of this song. So simple and clean. The remix for Simple and Clean, I think it's bitchin'. I don't know what you think, but
yeah, it was all right
for a pop song. Not too bad.
Yeah. What do you think about the Kingdom Hearts 2 one?
I used to hate it. Now I don't hate it. My sanctuary, but that's mine. People who know the song will understand.
Yeah, I didn't like it very much.
I really hated it when I was a teenager and I started the game, and Dylan was a big fan of it. That was the thing. So Dylan, my friend, who I got started from Final Fantasy from and Kingdom Hearts. I borrowed Kingdom Hearts from him. He used to listen to both the main themes of Kingdom Hearts from Utada Hikaru. And so there was Simple and Clean, and then there was the one, I can't remember the name of the song for Kingdom Hearts 2, but she says Sanctuary a lot, so I call it Sanctuary. And there was definitely one that was a lot better than the other. That's kind of where I was with that one.
Dylan got you into Final Fantasy, really?
He had Final Fantasy 8, and I borrowed it.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So I used to hate it, but honestly, this time around, because it plays at the beginning and it plays at the end, don't hate it. Still not great, but I don't hate it. And right. I still like the feeling, the texture of Utada Hikaru, but the remix at the beginning of this kit, the remix.
Yeah, re
is of Simple and Clean is, I think, is fucking awesome. Actually, I was like, so after I had started it, I remember I'll listen to music at work sometimes, and I had that going in the headphones. I found it on YouTube, and I was like, yeah,
nice.
Fuck yeah! I don't know why I love it so much, but I do.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, there you go. So we do have some reviews of this game, so let's get into that, and we'll get into the legacy and wrap this up. All right, so first listener review is from Frost. It says, Recom is more about deck building and testing your frustration tolerance than anything else. Playing it on standard was one of the hardest things I've ever done in gaming, even when abusing slates. If I wasn't such a fan of mindless grinding, I wouldn't have had the high value cards needed to complete it. By the time you get to Axel 2 and farther on, the battles become they require specific break timings to avoid instant death. Lethal frame spam to Mega Elixir is your friend. I've never played the Game Boy Advance version, but I feel like the added element of having to not only choose attacks and slates, but also line them up in 3D space made this game a special kind of hell. I still can't believe that the next 7.457. Oh my God. I can't believe that the next 7.457 games all depend on a story that happens in this game. I mean, yeah, that's another good point about this remake. A lot. When I looked up, like, because I did look up, because I was slightly curious, was like, okay, people who've played both versions, like, what one do they recommend? It was like 100% recommended the Game Boy version over this one. Like, the card stuff was just a more native game design.
Yeah.
For
I could believe it.
The Game Boy, and it's on a 2D plane. It's not on a 3D plane like the fighting, so it just all seems to like make more sense. Not Brulo. Shinru says, I have great memories playing Kingdom Hearts Chain of Memories.
Of course he does.
On my Game Boy Advance SP back when it came out. It was a fun, portable Kingdom Hearts game. I never thought something like Kingdom Hearts would get a portable release. I never played Chain of Memories on PS2, but friends told me it sucked and it didn't have the comfy 2D sprite art style anymore. I remember some bosses like Vexen or Malexia giving me some trouble, but I was grinding good cards and stuff and came up with fun card strategies and combos using cards together. Honestly, I wish there were other fun portable card-based games like this one. It's a really unique system they never used again. I remember when I played through Riku's side of the story, I refused to use or even level up his dark side / heartless mode at all because I wanted to keep him non-corrupted. Smiley face. I was heavily invested in the story as a kid. Overall, I would give it a 7.5 out of 10. It's a fun game on a portable to play 20 to 30 minutes of at a time, and it's easily in the best 5 RPGs on the system.
Damn, maybe I'm wrong about the Riku thing being added later.
We never said it in this one. In this review, you were saying that before we actually started.
Oh, well, I thought I read something about, like, something invalidated it in my eyes.
Okay. I think it was Square Enix officially stating you beat the game after Sora.
That might be it.
Sora one, and then you get a free background for your PlayStation.
Yeah. You want me to do one?
Yeah, go ahead.
All right, so this is Kingdom Hearts Chain of Memories review from Greg Troyan. Hi, guys. Okay, so for real, I'm going to try to be brief with my Chain of Memories review. Will I succeed? Probably not. Definitely not.
Jesus. No, you were not succeeding. I'm looking at the size of the email here.
I played the original version of this on the Game Boy Advance and loved it as a kid. Initially, I was skeptical of the card-based gameplay. I like button mashing and I like dungeons with set layouts. But I quickly learned to appreciate the game for what it was. I have a friend who thinks it's the best gameplay in the Kingdom Hearts series, and I think he's flat out wrong. But it is pretty fun. I beat both the Sora and Riku scenarios when I played the original game, and I like them both. In terms of story, I think it's clear that it's Nomura taking a bad concept and turning it into something interesting. I'm fairly certain he was given the directive, write a spin-off game that isn't essential to the main plot and have the characters lose their memory of the adventure afterwards, which is a common trope for side stories. But because he's Nomura, he decided to really dive into the concept of memory, the emotions behind it, and then made that the core theme for the narrative. Honestly, it's impressive from that standpoint. It feels similar to his restraint from Disney in Kingdom Hearts 1 regarding Mickey Mouse. He was given the directive he could only use Mickey in one scene, and the higher-ups at Disney probably thought it would be a silly little fun cameo, but Nomura instead built intrigue around Mickey's whereabouts, a core part of the plot, and made his reveal in the finale a wonderful climactic moment. While I think a lot of criticism of Nomura is warranted, a lot of his more clever ideas are too often overlooked. I recently learned, and yeah, that is kind of true, an interesting fact in regards to the hellish dev cycle for FF15. Nomura's set team for Versus 13 kept getting pulled to other projects that were disastrous for Square development-wise, like FF13 and FF14 1.0 and 2.0. Among others, causing the project to spiral into development hell as they were constantly being called in to fix other projects. Meanwhile, Nomura had been steadily releasing Kingdom Hearts games that were selling well. I think the Nomura can't finish a game thing is overblown, especially when you look at the fact that he was in charge.
I'm sorry. How much of Final Fantasy VII was in Final Fantasy VII Remake? 1/3 of it? No.
Yeah, he didn't even finish the game. Especially when you look at the fact that he was in charge of FF7 Remake and Kingdom Hearts 3, two of Square's biggest titles in recent memory at the same time. Square Enix would not keep having him helm projects if he wasn't good at his job, and I think the Versus 13 fiasco says more about Square Enix in that era than about Nomura.
Possibly.
Yeah, I mean, we don't have much to say about Square Enix at that time either.
We don't know.
Anyway, Chain of Memories was a fun game with a better-than-expected story. I do own the 3D version, but I've only briefly dabbled in it. From all accounts, it's the same game except in 3D, which is fine, but I only ever played the first 30 minutes or so because there are so many other games, books, and movies I want to consume, so I keep pushing the 3D remake lower and lower on my list.
Just don't.
Yeah, don't worry about it. P.S. The Phil Collins Tarzan soundtrack is extremely well regarded among Disney films and general pop music fans. There are a plethora of memes about how hard Phil Collins went on the Tarzan soundtrack, and many consider it to be some of his best work, which, given his impressive track record with Genesis and as a solo artist, is high praise. Tarzan, the movie, is mid-tier Disney, but that soundtrack is pure fire.
But Greg, again, there was no Tarzan level in this entire game.
I think he took that to heart.
Yeah, he's probably like, what the hell?
He took that to Kingdom Hearts RE.
Yeah. Well, they didn't put that Phil Collins music in the Tarzan level of the first Kingdom Hearts.
Yeah, they did.
I don't remember that.
I don't think so.
I would have mentioned that.
It was just generic. I think it was just generic, like jungle.
It was just
music.
it was just Yoko Shimomura, like. But the thing is, like, sometimes she'll utilize the soundtrack in the game, like. Like that's in Chain of Memories.
Yeah.
You hear the beginning of the Little Mermaid songs, and then the Pirates of the Caribbean one, like they have the Hans Zimmer. They have a version of the Hans Zimmer score for the battle themes. So it's like, I'm sorry, it's not technically Hans Zimmer, but it definitely is Hans Zimmer score.
Yeah.
In that first Pirates of the Caribbean. I think I've already gone off on that one on this show, but yeah. So SB Brown won Chain of Memories review. One of the best stories and most annoying battle systems in the Kingdom Hearts series. The deck system is innovative, but gets difficult in a bad way if you don't play it with specific decks at late game bosses like Marluxia. This entry is where the story starts falling off the rails. I like how it's the second game of the series.
Yeah.
That's what they're saying.
We're already off the rails.
Already done.
Got 6 more, and it's already a shit show.
And fans were thinking they could skip it due to it not being on the console, is where the Kingdom Hearts is convoluted argument stems from. Since the story, and I think we talked about that earlier, since the story in Chain of Memories is one of the most important to the series, I would watch a second playthrough but would never play it again.
Yeah.
That's fair. Do you got a second review there?
Yeah, we have 2 more. Okay. So, this is from Stolas. I played RE Chain a couple years back for the first time. It was a mistake. I also went for the Platinum. Another mistake. So when the first Kingdom Hearts came out back in 2002, I was hooked. It was the first time seeing PS1 FF characters fully voiced and animated. Mm-hmm. It was great. Even if Kingdom Hearts Sephiroth was voiced by Lance Bass. Aerith voiced by Mandy Moore, and all the Disney shit. Since Chain of Memories was originally released for the Game Boy Advance, I did not play it on release. It wasn't until I got the PS4 Kingdom Hearts collection, which I only got so I could finally play the final mix add-ons for Kingdom Hearts 1 and 2, that I began playing this.
I mean, didn't we all... God, we needed that fucking, I'll just say, hooded figure boss fight in Kingdom Hearts 2, didn't we? We just needed that added.
Yeah.
Oh my god, that thing was hell.
I thought to myself, how bad could this be? I was also in a weird place in my life, and I was trying to find familiar comforts that would subside my existential dread. There is nothing positive I can say about this. Even if you might have nostalgia for the first game, it could not be enough for anyone unless you are a masochist to say they like this.
I think you played it on the hardest the hardest difficulty, though.
It is a rehash of the original game with a terrible card mechanic and some new story elements. The trophy Platinum was one of my lowest points of my life. Worse than Dark Souls 2. I will never revisit this game, and I recommend people who are into the punishment that is the story watch it on YouTube. Best of luck with the rest of the handheld games. They exist on a plane that is a circle of hell.
Thank you. I appreciate that. You know, it's funny. He's actually saying so. Stollis is saying something that I'm noticing now playing the fourth Kingdom Hearts game. These games are all the fucking same, dude.
Yeah.
It is like story having to do with like the Kingdom Hearts shit goes into Disney worlds, and half the time they're just the same fucking Disney world. Same music. And then they leave that world, have some more cutscenes, go back into another Disney world, and like have to do with like a little tiny scenario in that Disney space. It's starting to get tiring.
Yeah, well,
game number 4, it's starting to get pretty tiring.
Sorry to say, we have what, 4 more after that?
I guess, yeah.
So you got, yeah. One of them's a music game though, so you'll.
That will be the last one.
You get to hear the music again.
I don't know if this is a great series to marathon it like we're doing right now. I don't know if it's a great series to do that with.
It's like a
They're not different enough.
Yeah, it's like oh yeah, I love Kingdom Hearts. Every time one comes out, every 3 years, and you like remember this? Yeah.
Oh, I'm playing.
I remember. I just fucking did it.
I'm playing Rehash. What the fuck is the one?
Recoded?
Recoded, thank you. I'm playing Recoded right now, and it's the same battle system simplified. It's an interesting level up system actually in that one. But yeah, it's the exact same thing. And it only has 4 worlds or something, like 4 or 5 of the Disney worlds instead of,
10.
The amount that's in Kingdom Hearts 2, which is a bunch of worlds plus you go back to a few of them in order to open up the last areas. There's like 2 scenarios in each world. That's interesting. Epic mediocrity. Chain of Memories review. This game was probably 20% fun and 80% irritation. I played it on the easiest mode and was still annoyingly difficult at spots. It had its enjoyable moments, but most of the battles were spent using a deck built for the raid slates over and over again because it was way more effective than trying to play it with a deck that had a mix of combat and magic cards. The world bosses weren't too bad to fight, but when you get to the Organization 13 bosses, shit gets highly frustrating. Alex and Marluxia weren't too terrible to fight, but Larxene and Vexen were the worst. Yes, those were it. It was the blonde girl and the blonde guy. Those are fucking brutal, especially Vexen. Vexen, that one took me the most tries, and I believe it was like over 9 tries. It was like, yeah,
he was brutal.
It was pretty tough. And when everything else was taking 1 try or 2 tries max, having to go on him and doing that one over and over again, and then grinding some more CP, that was pretty terrible for me. Speaking of Vexen, he can eat shit. Specifically shit straight from my ass. If I could human centipede with Vexen attached to my ass, I absolutely would, and I would have Larxene as the caboose of that shit train.
Would you like to be the caboose of my shit train?
I don't want anybody stoned to my ass personally, but
yeah.
I had no issues with the story. It was enjoyable and interesting enough. The music is good as always, and I really like the voice actors they got for the Organization 13 villains. Overall, it's a frustrating but solid game, and if you're a fan of Kingdom Hearts, you should definitely give it a go. I don't think I'll ever play this version again, but I would like to play the original Game Boy Advance just to give it a try and see how different it is.
All right.
That's all the ones on Discord.
Okay. I got one more.
Our last one from Brulo.
Yep. Hi, guys. I'll try to keep this review short. Chain of Memories is an absolute fucking mess with loads of good ideas. Starting with the story, some strange organization, which is never explained, alters Sora's memories via a 13-year-old hot anime girl. It only kind of makes sense due to 30-minute exposition dumps at the end. It seems really bad to me, but whatever, I guess. Kingdom Hearts fans are probably already frothing at the mouth just sensing me saying a bad word about the franchise. The combination in the Re-Chain version is honestly a very interesting... the combat is a very interesting idea. I hated this game for hours until I ran up against a wall at Larxene, and I finally learned how to play it properly. Even after learning how to play the game, I just don't think it works for the type of combat Kingdom Hearts sports. The game is simply fucking brutal. Even if you somehow can understand the combat without the aid of extensive online guides.
Oh, dude, and they don't make sense until you've played it for a while.
Yeah, it's
guides
true.
don't make sense until you understand a lot of this game.
There's a lot of pieces to the puzzle that your brain is missing until they're not. It's like you said earlier. You can talk about it all day. You have no idea until you fucking get in there and you...
I know, because I tried to learn about the game before I started it. That's why I was like, okay. And then, like, I didn't get it until, like, I was grinding for Blizzard cards and I was slowly understanding it more.
Yeah. He says, have fun spending 1,000 Moogle points at a card store to get packs of cards with 5 break values. By the end of the game, any card under an 8 is basically worthless and will be instantly broken by even common enemies. Those 1,000 Moogle points you spent an hour grinding are now worthless. Every boss in this game after floor 6 or so is way too difficult compared to the rest of the game. This game commits the sin of not coming close to preparing you for what you are up against, ever. That being said, I did find myself enjoying the grind at the end and had more fun than Kingdom Hearts 1. The music and visuals, at least in RE Chain version, are fine and never really take away from the game. The music seems slightly worse than Kingdom Hearts 1, which is not surprising considering it's a Game Boy Advance game. Overall, I can't see myself ever returning to this game, and the fact that the story is considered necessary to the overall Kingdom Hearts storyline is fucking ridiculous. The story is trash, it's poorly told, and it needs to rely on way too much exposition for anyone to have any idea what the fuck Nomura was thinking. This is one of the most difficult games I've ever played to completion, and it never really feels satisfying when you do win. 2 games in, this series is really bad. It has no business being long-running. Ranking, RE Chain of Memories, slightly better. Number 2, Kingdom Hearts 1. Cheers, Brulo.
What do you think after reading all these? Where are you at?
I mean, I was pissed at this game, dude. I stayed up too late, too many times, getting my ass just chewed up and spit back out in the worst possible way. But I don't think it was the worst thing ever. I think the card system is cool. But I think the problem with it is, like, I don't know, there's something about the layout to this game that I don't really want to play it. You know what I mean? Like,
no.
Like, it's a cool idea, but, like, I'm not like, oh, let's go, you know, I don't intentionally, like, let's go level up and play around with the cards and do all this stuff. Like, the way it's set up, it makes you want to just be done. And maybe that's just because it's not good. I don't know. But, like, I think a game like this could work better if it wasn't action-based. I think the action-based is what makes it fucking crazy. And
yeah, because it's also, you're not only dealing with the cards, which you have to use for your action commands, but again, it's an action game.
Yeah, you got shit flying around at you. You're trying to, like, watch this douchebag throw his flower petal whirlwind at you, and you're, like, trying to go through to find a 0 card to cancel it before he fucks your shit up. And it's like, it's like too much for your brain almost. There's too much shit going on in the game. I think overall for me, it's kind of a cool idea. And you're right. It's fucking crazy. It's like a crazy idea. And they pulled it off. I just don't think I like it that much. It's fucking hard, man. It's brutal. And it's like Brulo said, out of nowhere. It's like, whoa, you get to this boss and this guy is, you fucking just get laid out in like less than a minute, and you're like, how the fuck am I gonna beat this guy? It's like, what the fuck?
I'll be honest, Kingdom Hearts 2 does the exact same thing in the new version of it.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Fuck. I was complaining about it on the Discord. I was like, how the fuck?
And it's
beat this guy.
And it's one of those things, it's like it's one thing if it's like Final Fantasy 13, where it's hard, but it's like you gotta get good at the game.
13's kinda hard the whole time.
Yeah. And but like once you get better at it, you know, there'll be close fights, but you can beat it. In this one, it's like crazy. Like it's just like off the wall hard. You know, out of nowhere. I'm burning these bosses alive.
Do you mean you didn't play around with the system while you were leveling everything? That's the problem.
Hell
it's like
no.
when they do that, it's like, okay, you've set up the rest of this game for me to just mash X the whole time.
Yeah.
And then suddenly you give me a boss fight where I'm supposed to know the intricacies of the combat system in order to understand how to kill this guy.
The same thing happened to me when I beat Dark Souls 3, though. Because Dark Souls 3, the final guy is fucking crazy. I had to learn how to parry on the final boss.
I've had to do that in a few games now, by the way.
Fuck. And there's someone on the stream was like, "You're just gonna have to learn how to parry," and I was like, "Oh, it's the last guy."
Oh no, actually, the same thing happened in Kingdom. Oh my god, I'm sorry, I'm talking about Kingdom Hearts 2. I know we're not to that game yet, but I did already beat it.
Yeah, Joe's ahead.
I'm ahead. So the problem was, like, in this boss, it was the first time I had to equip the dodge stuff. There's a thing, and I didn't even have a good dodge ability, so I had to go learn where to grind out a dodge ability, and I didn't even know you could grind out, like, your limit break things, like the different keys that you have. I didn't even know those were things. I had to find that out in order to kill this guy. Like, I guess, but the rest of the game was so fucking easy, even on normal, that's what I was playing for Kingdom Hearts 2, that it was like, why is this guy a thing? Like, why am I suddenly having to play, like, and grind and all this shit in order to, like, get this guy on? It's insane.
Yeah.
It's insane.
I don't like that. And I mean, I don't mind, super boss and, like, extra content being really hard and stuff like that, but
it's required. I can't get over this guy. He's not even near, for this fucking example, he's not even next to a save point, and you have to go through a cutscene. You don't have to go through a cutscene, but you still have to press the skip button on the cutscene, and you have to, like, zone through 3 different areas. So I'm stuck on him, and it takes like a minute and a half to get to him every time. And it's like, oh.
What was that chick in Final Fantasy X that did Megadeth? What was her name?
Unalesca.
You remember that fucking fight?
Yeah,
Holy dude, I was like breaking stuff, and I was like, you can't skip it. You gotta fucking watch that fucking cutscene every time just to get your ass kicked.
I think you can skip the cutscenes in the remakes of 10.
Fucking
Luckily,
OG, you can't, man.
Nope, you can't. So, like, when I was stuck on Seymour, there's a long cutscene before the first Seymour fight.
Yeah.
Oh man, I will fight you too. Like that thing. Oh my god. Word for word, I knew the whole fucking cutscene. Like by the end of it, it was awful.
Yeah, and then the Unalesca, like you'd get there and sometimes you would die. Like
I was also stuck on Jekt, so I saw that big scene before Jekt.
When you go,
up, like all the stuff leading up to that, you're like,
when you don't level up enough before Jekt, he is really fucking hard, dude. So similar, I guess, in Kingdom Hearts 2, but it's like it's weird because I think 16 is almost too balanced, where it's too easy. I don't know what the happy medium is really. I think 13 is like the best they've ever done as far as like.
Don't say that. Say 13 is one of the best battle systems in the series.
No, it's the best like difficulty pacing and
yeah, but they do also block you out, and you're kind of annoyed as a player. Like
But then, like, when you figure it out and you like, okay, just switch to Sentinel and I'm about to get fucking smacked, and then you flip back, it becomes really fun, And I do think Lightning Returns is the best battle system in the entire series. I really do.
Lightning Returns is great. Honestly, all the 13 games have great ones, but if you're just talking main series, 13 is up there. I mean, we've ranked the battle systems before. I can't remember where it was at with that one, but
it's high.
Yeah,
but
it's high, but it is also really different, so it's hard to like judge them, I guess.
Hard to compare, yeah.
So this game was commercially successful. I guess on the real touch on the legacy, it was a 1.5 million copies worldwide by late 2009. Generally positive reviews for the story and cutscene quality, and that's of course the Game Boy version.
Yeah, and
which was utilizing like some crazy technology, like that video technology they had on the Game Boy Advance that hardly any of the games used, but you could buy 3 episodes of SpongeBob through a Game Boy.
Oh, really?
Cartridge. Yeah, did you know that was a thing?
No, I had no idea.
Yeah, they would put cartoons on Game Boy Advance cartridges.
Oh, wow.
And you could buy it, and you could watch like 3 episodes of SpongeBob. I had 3 episodes of SpongeBob.
Was it just straight up SpongeBob?
Yeah.
It looked just like
it was just a video.
What the hell?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Man, they underutilized the shit out of that.
They did the same thing on the PSP, obviously. You could buy movies for the PSP, which is insane. I always see like the Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon movie in the PSP section. I'm like, what in God's name?
Yeah. UMD.
Like, yeah,
can't imagine a more useful fucking format 10 years from now.
And I'm thinking like, okay, is that the English version, or do I have to read subtitles on that tiny little screen?
Yeah.
That's also, I have questions about that.
I see them in the wild sometimes when I'm at game stores. I'm like, oh, it's a movie.
By the way, you are now the proud owner of my PSP stuff as well.
Oh, really?
Yep.
Oh, damn.
Yep.
Sweet.
I came over here with my Wii stuff and my PSP stuff. I'm never going to touch those consoles ever again. I know myself. I know it's not going to happen. They've been in a box for forever. I've only used them for the shows. So they are now yours.
Now you're done.
This game for me was uneven. It was kind of fun going through and crushing a game. I enjoy that feeling. I guess other people are like bored by it, but I'm kind of like, oh, fuck you. Yeah. Take my Blizzard up your ass, bro. Yeah. So that was fun, getting a good power trip there.
Yes.
I mean, the dialogue in this thing is pretty bad. Story was stupid, but fine, I guess.
I don't know why everyone loves the story.
I'm not getting that either. I honestly, playing Kingdom Hearts 1 and then Kingdom Hearts 2, I'm like, I don't think
what
this
do you read for fun? Like, what the fuck?
Yeah, what do you read for fun? That's a good question. We should start asking that when we don't understand.
Yeah.
Someone's love of
in your review, if you like the story to anything, just tell us what you read for fun. Just curious. Just got to get into the state.
Are you educated?
Yeah.
So you might as well say that. That's such a snobby thing to say, but it's true. I don't know. The gameplay was uneven and clunky, but interesting at the same time. Yeah. I was expecting to hate it, and when I played the game and even beat it, I was like, well, I didn't hate it.
Yeah, I don't think it's terrible.
Not like when I was sitting down to play it, I was like dreading it. I really wasn't.
No, I wasn't either. And there have been games that I have.
Oh yeah. Some recent ones even. Some really classic ones that everybody loves that I don't love.
Yeah. You had to force yourself to sit down and play. Yeah. You're like, I got to play this today because I have to beat it.
I got a review and we're going to meet at this time for the review or whatever.
Yeah.
And I don't think this is one of those games. I was just accepting the time that I was putting into it. And I was like, sitting down on my couch and playing this really weird card game. It's okay.
I'd rather play spades personally. But,
I'd rather play poker.
Solitaire. I mean,
I'd rather play solitaire.
Even 3-card solitaire. I'd probably rather play.
I've gotten addicted to solitaire before.
I'll get my sleights going on my solitaire. Got to unlock the middle one with the top one. Yeah.
It was okay.
I agree. It's not. I mean, I didn't love it. I didn't hate it. I did have fun with it, and I think it is a really cool system. I just think there's a lot to watch out for because you're trying to dodge attacks, you're trying to combine cards, shit gets smacked away from you, your combos get fucked up, but then it still eats the card up that you used. It's like, what do I do? There's a lot of customization though, and I use those deck refresh things pretty well. Like I would. You got to be smart because the hard thing with the final phase of the last guy, he doesn't use a lot of single cards. But when he does, if I have a higher refresh one, I just smack it out of the way and then I can get my move off. Otherwise, he just fucking spam. And so if I don't...
And it doesn't even taste good.
Yeah. And if I don't knock his out of the way and stun him for a second, which is what happens, I'm not getting shit done. So there's some cool strategy with that, but... It is a pretty frustrating game too, though, and it's out of left field. You just suddenly are getting just wrecked in this thing.
I think for the people at home, I would say, don't listen to us. Play the Game Boy Advance version. Everybody who's played the Game Boy Advance version has a more positive view of it. Yeah. And from what I've seen from people who played both, Game Boy Advance version is the superior version. That's
what I've seen too. Everyone online is like, just play the Game Boy Advance one, which is crazy because... It's not like I'm looking at 15-year-old forums. I'm looking at stuff even from a few years ago, and they're like, no, play the Game Boy Advance version.
Trust me.
So I kind of wish we would have, but I already had this one. And
same thing. Yeah, same thing.
My fucking eyes suck, so I can't even see the Game Boy Advance screen.
Don't you have a Retron? Oh, you didn't get the Retron. That's right. You cheaped out for some other brand that didn't have everything.
Yeah.
I got a Retron 5, and it's got the Game Boy, and I got a couple of, I got the Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets game just for sentimentality.
Oh, there you
Played a little bit of that. Someday. Maybe. I don't know. I might get rid of all my game stuff, but anyways, guys, we got to end this podcast. Thank you so much for listening to
what's your ranking?
Kingdom Hearts 1 and then this one.
Yeah, same.
What? Right. Yeah. I realized one someone disagreed with. Brulo disagreed with us on that one, but I don't think it's better than Kingdom Hearts 1. Kingdom Hearts 1 it's clunky, it's dumb, but it's got a wider scope to it. It has more variability to it.
The levels actually meant something, like they were like a different experience. And this one, they're all the same, basically.
Yeah, so I'm going to say Kingdom Hearts 1 over this.
Easily.
Thanks for listening. Join our Discord. Please give us your reviews for Kingdom Hearts 2. I know a lot of you have played it. I want to see a lot of reviews and questions for Kingdom Hearts 2. So there's an area in the Discord to do that. The link is in the episode description for this podcast. And then you can also email us at fffanatics123@gmail.com. That is fffanatics123@gmail.com. And we will be beating that pretty quick. So as soon as you hear this, please send us a review for Kingdom Hearts 2.
Yeah. Thanks again, guys, for listening. I know it's been a while since we put out an episode, but we're going to have a nice little string of Ultima Final Fantasy Kingdom Hearts reviews for you guys, because we've shifted some things around and some people are failing in some other shows. So stay tuned for that. We got Kingdom Hearts coming your way.
Adios.
Until then, enjoy the grind.